Bon dia.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. Join alongside Tim, live in Green Bay. We are back at Command Central. Rolled into town probably about 40 minutes ago, so excited to be home. Emilio said, "Clayton, your face is baked, bro." He wasn't lying. I got sun down there in the Ville, as they say. But
it's called heat stroke. It's called heat stroke, Clayton. You've got heat stroke.
It was bad. It was hot, man. I don't know what the heat index was, but I know some of the players were commenting on it down there, especially on the field. I can only imagine how hot it was on the field. But man, what a blast, Tim! That town is cool, and I've been there a couple times, and this is the first time I actually got an opportunity to take it in. And, I'm so glad we spent the night and got out on the town a little bit last night and grabbed dinner and all kinds of stuff. And it was just a blast, man, an absolute blast. So shout out to Nashville. People were so welcoming. The fans were awesome. I didn't see from the time I rode into town, pregame, during the game, postgame, back at the hotel, rooftop lounge, hitting that we went down into the city and got the best milkshake, best strawberry milkshake I ever had in my life. But seeing people out and about, not one argument, not one person yelling, not one person fighting. It was just unbelievable. Full place.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been meaning to get to a game there forever. I wish I could have made it this year with you guys, but there's something about your neck of the woods down there, man. Tennessee is that's God's country down there, and a lot of good people. That's the heartbeat of America, man. And I fully expected that. Nothing but class from the Tennessee Titan fan base, which is more than we can say for a lot of these other franchises out there who shall remain nameless. As you see viral fist fights and
every week,
all kinds of craziness at some of these games. It's really refreshing to see a place like Nashville where it all starts with respect, man. We're all here because we love this country, we love football, and just want to cheer our team on. So it was not surprising to me at all that you guys had a blast, and there were a ton of Packer fans there, and they were well received by the Titans fans. So salute to Nashville for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I'll tell you what else is awesome. So we had a comment here I want to hit real quick, Tim. Cody McDougal said, predictions for the Vikings game this week. I think our young team remembers how humbled they were by the Lions last year and handed them their dinner on a plate during Thanksgiving. Cody, there's going to be a lot of time to get to that Vikings game. Not going to be tonight, buddy. We're going to soak this one in a little bit longer. We're just going to extend the Victory Monday celebration here and just talk about what happened in the game. Obviously, we'll have chalk talk. I'm very excited, like you, Cody, for the Vikings game, but I'm going to hold off just a day or two longer, kind of dive into, all right, what really went right in this Titans game. We'll do chalk talk. Hopefully tomorrow I can get that in. If not, it'll be Wednesday. But then we'll start diving into the Vikings because the Vikings are looking good, man. They're playing good ball. There's no two ways about it. So,
but I echo that sentiment for real, Clayton, because we still got like 4 or 5 hours left of Victory Monday here. We're going to go ahead and enjoy this dub, but I think we should put a star on Cody's comment here because we should certainly get to that later this week for sure. There's a lot to dissect when it comes to the matchup against the Vikings, but I think we should continue to look at this win that we got yesterday in Nashville and what can we learn from it and what can we be excited about? What can we be happy about and enjoy here on this Victory Monday? So I'm with it.
Definitely. And I see somebody in the chat was asking who's got the blinking jack-o'-lantern. I don't know what happened to our names, Tim. I'm not sure what happened there. But here we go. Show display names. No. Don't know. Have no idea, man. That's what happens when you leave town.
I'm Clayton, and that's Tim.
There you go. Well, I'm telling you just blew my mind. That was after the weekend we just had. It don't take much to get me a little loopy. I ain't going to lie. So, but
that's all courtesy of Mandy, right? The flaming jack-o'-lantern right next to the Packer helmet. I love it.
Absolutely, man. She knows what she's doing, dude. She is awesome at decorating and getting all that stuff in.
I just went and grabbed a bunch of leaves from the leaf pile out back and just strung them up.
Hey, that works too, man. That definitely works too. All right, so let's do this, man. Let's go ahead and jump into there's the names. Now we see it. All right, so
Here's a guy.
that's what it was. So it's probably done it the whole time, and I just didn't recognize it. All right, let's jump into a couple things that happened. I want to give a shout out to Eli Berkovitz on Twitter, one of the best Twitter follows for Packer fans. He is just absolutely awesome at what he does. So he tweeted out he's already been diving into some of the all 22. And let's just hit a little bit of this real quick, man. This is fun. The tweet he put out was the Packers had 8 sacks yesterday. Enjoy. That's all he said. So in case there's noise, we'll go ahead and mute it. Look at LVN out here in a wide 9 tech. So you got a 9. You got a 9, a 2, a 3, and then another wide 9. Okay, and what we're talking about is the technique there of the defensive lineman on the field. And look who it is. Devontae Wyatt playing that 3 tech, and that kind of looks like Enigbare right here. I could be wrong. That looks like a thinner dude. Let's let it roll here and watch. But watch LV and Carl Brooks. All right. So there you see a little TT stunt. See how they're crossing out there, that twist in the middle?
Yep.
And if we roll it back, boy, LVN just eats lunch right here, man. Bang.
Yeah. But you're right, though. Carl Brooks there crashing inside and just occupying some blockers, man, really freeing up that space. That's beautiful.
That's the stuff that's not going to show up in the stat column. I apologize. I'm going to be rude and eat here. I just got in. But that's the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat column. And if you don't know what to look for, you truly don't understand what the game plan was in the pass rush. All right, so huge there. All right, here's the next play. Forest Tech. We got a wide 9. We got a 3 tech. We got a 2-eye. And we got another wide 9. Let's roll it. Is that Devontae Wyatt? Yes, sir, it is. Look at that.
I mean, quiet as kept. This might have been the best game he's had in a Packer uniform, honestly.
Completely agree. And look, it's just a bull rush outside, right? Let's roll it again. You see him fighting, and then he's just going to collapse the pocket, go to the inside shoulder, bang. Beautiful. All right, now look at this front, Tim. Check it out. One thing I did notice being in the stadium, you know how they got to report when an offensive lineman is eligible. And it doesn't mean it's a run play, but what they're doing is giving the illusion of a lot of offensive linemen, right? And most of the time it's a run play. So we've seen a lot of that, and it seemed like more times than not they did run the football when they're, 71's reporting eligible, all those type of things, right? So it was interesting to see that. So that meant they were going to 12 and 13 personnel, but really the 12 and 13 – one of those tight ends was an offensive lineman, so they went really heavy in that regard. So here you got a real tight front, not necessarily the term tight. That does mean a front. We won't dive into all that, but you just kind of see how all the linemen, essentially, if you start from left to right, you've got a 3 tech, a 1 tech, a 2-eye, and a 3 tech. So they're really trying to attack the middle of the field, and you kind of see, is that Quay? I believe that's Quay right here on his half sack.
Yep.
So watch Quay. Kind of spine. He's like, you know what? Let's just go get this cat. Look at him run him down. Oh, my God.
That's that athleticism we talk about.
Yep.
I believe that was Cooper that slipped in behind him, too. Looked like 56 there coming over into coverage. So interesting, a little bit of a switch up, right? You got Quay firing down, and, you've got another backer going into coverage.
Yeah.
And, there's that athleticism. Zay McDuffie in there, too.
Yeah. Duffy. Oh, you were talking about pre-play probably with Cooper.
Yeah, was that Cooper to the right or Quay's left, our right, sliding across there?
Yeah, he's just dropping into coverage though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, look at you're right, man. That's again what Quay does well is vertical coverage and blitzing the quarterback. So you might see Quay blitz a lot more, man. Put him in a position. Hey, you know what? If he continues to struggle as a stack backer in the run defense, if that continues, why not use him as an edge rusher from time to time? You're throwing some of these NASCAR packages out there anyway, right? Why not do it? So that's something to keep our eye on for sure. See, you mark this. Respect Orange just says 9 sacks. Thanks, Preston. All right. Preston had a good game, though.
He did. He did. But it's important to put that up there because, Respect Oranges is right here. It would have been 9. We had a little technical issue there with a veteran player lined up in the neutral zone. It happens from time to time, but I put that up there more to shine light on the fact that, Rashawn had a sack for sure, and it didn't count. It was negated by a penalty, but we can't be too hard on P. Smith, man. That's just those things happen sometimes, man. You're in the heat of battle. You're in the moment. next thing you know, that toe or those, those couple fingers you got there in the dirt are over the line, and not much you can do about it. Because if you move and try and adjust and you do it too late, you're definitely going to snitch on yourself and get flagged anyway. So sometimes all you can do is just hold that line and hope the line judge doesn't see that. But, he got caught. It is what it is.
Yeah. Next sack here that Eli Berkovitz tweeted out. You got a wide 9, 3 tech, 2 eye, and then another wide 9, really wide 9 over there. And you can see, God almighty, that was Coop, wasn't it? Was that Coop?
56? That's Edgerrin Cooper.
That was Edgerrin Cooper. Holy cow. See, I don't remember this play.
Or was that 55? It might have been Enigbare. Let's see.
I thought it was Enigbare at first, but I think that's no, that's Enigbare. My bad.
Yeah, okay.
So look at this move he throws on him. Let's see if we can dissect what it is. All right, so he's going to go speed outside, then jab step in, swim. Oh, my God. That man has a family right there, Tim. That right tackle has a family. That's embarrassing. I mean, that's literally.
He thought he was gonna juke him, and he basically just dragged it and stayed inside and just burned him. It was beautiful.
Bro, that was wild. Like, check him out. He's gonna go jab step outside, right? Get him committed outside. See, now he's late to his kick step, and now he's gonna come back in, and then you see the overhand swim.
Yep.
Bang. And what a way to finish. And then there's LVN. This is my favorite play of the day. I do remember this play because of LVN. LVN literally just frog splashed the quarterback. It was awesome.
I remember watching this live and thinking at game speed, being really surprised that he didn't get flagged for that hit up high on the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because of the technique that JJ used here when he came around. You see the right there, you see the right arm kind of come up around the neck, but he never grabbed and he never really clutched. It kind of just swiped up top. And to the officials' credit, you see him in the bottom right hand of your screen there. To the officials' credit, seeing that, I think they saw that he didn't grab, he didn't twist his neck or try and do anything crazy, so they let it go. But you know how these quarterbacks are protected now. You can't hit them high, you can't hit them low. But it was nice to see him playing with ferocity but under control there, and not picking up a penalty. We get the strip sack and a great LVN fumble recovery.
Absolutely, man. And LVN right here, watch, he's like, oh, this is a free shot, this is legal, boys. You're both going for the ball. You can accidentally fall on that quarterback. Bang. I love it, man.
Hey, big guys fall on it, skinny guys pick it up and run, right? I mean, that's just LVN doing, for all intents and purposes, he might have been able to, jump over Levis there and scoop it and maybe run with it. But I'm with you, Clayton. Take the surefire play and get down and dirty. Who cares?
Absolutely.
Get on that ball and add a little extra shot in there if you can.
Yep. And I love what John says here in the chat. Rashawn Gary was double teamed, if not triple teamed. Many of these sacks, the reason it freed up the way it did was you could tell they were really putting attention to Rashawn Gary, especially when he was like right here, lined up on the right side. Let's see if they chip here. They may not chip on this play. Just forget who's getting the sack, but watch Gary and see what happens here. So that's actually a single. But look at Gary. See it?
Yep.
Beat his guy like a drum when it's just one blocker. And they kept throwing chips over there at him because they knew it. And look at Enigbare. Let's go back now and watch Enigbare. I was telling Emilio this earlier. It's like kind of getting Zadarius Smith vibes from Enigbare and how they used to line him up in the middle. Here you see it, guys. This is that overload front. You got 3 rushers on the left, 1 in a wide 9 on the right. And then on top of that, you've got a linebacker looking to possibly scrape. Let's see if Quay fires. He does. So watch, Preston Smith's going to jam in. And this is called, that would, you would normally call that an ET stunt if that was a defensive tackle. But the fact that it's an in and a stack backer, you refer to that as a scrape, a linebacker scrape blitz. Okay, so what he's going to do is allow that DN to crash in and then scrape off of it. Tried to, not a little spy. So that was a different play I was thinking of there. Let's go back to Enigbare. I thought that was the one where he scraped. Me and Emilio caught that one live. It was a lot of fun. All right, watch Enigbare. Oh, my God.
Man. That first move is just so quick.
And you've seen 2 different moves here. You've seen the jab, step, swim, right? And this time I'm pretty sure it's a chop, where he'll chop the hands and just jump to the inside. See if he chops these hands. Yep. See him swipe.
See, but it's like you just said, it's a jab, step, swim, and both of those are happening simultaneously. It's not jab, step, then a swim. Mm-hmm. It's like he's so fast off that snap that, I pray for these old linemen, man. There's not much you can do against that except try and fall down, get in his way. But, you know, JJ and Igbari, you talk about athletic freaks on this defense. He's one of them for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Now you're going to see here the defensive tackle who is in pretty much a two-tech. That's Devontae White, double team. Look at him just keep fighting, Tim. Oh, my God. He beat a double team. Let's go, dude.
Had himself a game. And, you know, like John said here in the comment, Rashawn Gary was double teamed, if not triple teamed. Yeah, because a double team and a chip is like your best chance against Rashawn, because he's going to beat one-on-one 9 out of 10 times. He's going to beat your traditional double team, you know, 50 to 60% of the time too. He's going to fight through the double team. So a double team and a chipping tight end or a chipping running back is your best chance to try and wash Rashawn out of a play, because he's that effective. And of course that helps our defense too. If he's drawing that much attention, you can see why Devontae Wyatt, Inigbare, LVN, Preston Smith, you know, we had guys that were eaten in this game because of the attention that Bane Gary was drawing over there for sure.
Greg Ross said they should have dropped Gary into coverage if everyone is focusing on stopping his pass rush. People's heads would have exploded, but maybe half the professor could explain it to him. I'll tell you, man, you got that right. They would have lost their mind if they just seen Rashawn Gary dropping into coverage. But, yeah, that's a really, from a schematic standpoint, it makes a lot of sense, Tim. Like, hey, all right, you want to try to key in on him, and that's your Tuesday play. You're going to double him. Let's just do a quick little fake, a little sugar, drop into the flat, and watch two blockers go, now what do we do?
Yep.
So, I like it. Good call there. All right, so this is the scrape block or the scrape blitz I was thinking about, I'm sure. So notice the overload on the right, gang. Okay, once again, we've seen this with the Jets in the offseason when we broke down the Jets defense, trying to figure out what Halfley's is going to look like. Overload 3 rushers on one side, and you got Rashawn isolated on the left. This guy probably going to try to get a piece of Rashawn, I'm not sure. But this is, I think, the scrape blitz. These guys are going to work inside, and you're going to see, I'm pretty sure Edgerrin Cooper scrapes off the right if this is the play I'm thinking about. It's a good problem to have, Tim, when you had so much pressure. You're like, was that the play that we did that? Because we were in the quarterback's lap all night. Let's see. Yeah, here comes a scrape. See him crash in, and he's going to scrape off the edge. Look how quick. Bang. Oh, I love Levis didn't have a chance, dude. All day long, Tim. I felt bad for him. Mandy looked at me and was like, I really feel bad. I kind of hope Levis puts a drive together. I feel bad for him.
Well, he'll always have that opening drive. That's about it.
They beat the hell out of that boy all day long, man. It was so bad. I looked over, too, at the end of our aisle, and there was a Titans fan. He looked like he was probably, I'm guessing, 13, 14 years old. And he was by himself at the time because fans kept getting up and walking out. They were so sick of it. And he was going through it. He was sitting there like this, and he was going the whole time. And I looked over at him, I'm like, let's tone it down a little bit with the cheering. My man's having a rough day over here. You know what I mean? Like, let's go easy on this.
Yeah, send that young man a junior daddy soda. Send him a root beer over there or something. Get him an ice cream.
He was going through it, man. There's no doubt about it. All right, so here's a much different look than what we've seen. We showed the defensive line kind of tightened up, right? We've showed the overload. We showed kind of their basic package, which is a 9-3 2-eye or a 9-3-1, you know, along with another wide 9. Here you see the defensive tackles are both in a 4-tech, Tim. Look at this. 4-tech over the tackles. How are these guys going to fit into this blocking scheme?
Exactly.
You know, and you got your wide 9s off of that. Let's watch Preston off the left. Pretty cool they put him rushing over there. So let's see it. Oh, my gosh. Yep. Just a punch, just a little punch and swim right here. Watch, he's going to smack him in the chest and swim over the top. Bang.
Kenny Clark, man, putting in work there, beating 2 guys, you know, 2 guys that had all the time in the world. Like you said, you know, middle of the field was wide open there. We had guys in the wide 9s, and that center and that right guard, they were taking turns getting beat by Kenny Clark. It was a beautiful thing. I love it.
Definitely, man. So what we're going to do now is let's jump into I want to show one play here. Christian Watson, Tim, when, you know, the clip that I showed on the morning show when we were still in Nashville earlier today, that deep shot on the slot fade, I'm excited about breaking that one down if it makes the cut for Chalk Talk. Yep. But the beautiful thing was Malik Willis can at the line, seen it. All right, I'm going to my big boy right here in man coverage. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch, everything. Yep. But there were a lot of plays. I seen this one in real time and immediately looked over and Emilio went, did you see Watson? So he was just watching Watson, right? And I said back to him, like, yeah, Did you notice the pressure, though? Because what they ended up doing was they fired a cat blitz. Now, the cat blitz is the reason Watson got singled up on the safety, right? And he scorches the safety. So if hindsight being 2020, and maybe Jordan would have picked this up, if you've seen, you'll notice the corner kind of tips it a little bit. When you seen that tip, you could have went with a little bit different can approach and told the running back, slide right, block and slide right. Because I think they run like a play action. And if you've seen that, if you truly seen it, thought, okay, he's going to be one-on-one with the safety. If you can call off that play action and get your T to slide over and pick up this cat blitz, watch Watson right here. I'm going to kind of show you what unfolds here. So down here wide, let me get it on the screen here. I apologize. All right, so down here wide, that's your Y, okay? I don't know why it's not showing my cursor. There we go. This is your Y. That's your tight end. That's Musgrave. So they came out in a dub set, and they're all nasty splits, Y flex, right? So you'll see he goes over. And when he goes over, now you got Watson out here outside. Watch this corner on Watson. As soon as they flexed in, right, see how the corner comes up, bump and run. So you're thinking, oh, they're playing bump. But you got shell coverage. So as a quarterback, you're not thinking shot play here. But watch this corner tip his hand. Right there. See it? He jumped inside just a touch. He's getting ready to fire a cat blitz. And you see Malik's still looking at back here on the safety, so he didn't really see him tip his hand. Now he resets.
He kind of glanced, though. I remember this because he grabbed the towel and he kind of acted like, yeah, I'm wiping my hands off real quick here. Yep. He took a peek over there. I think he saw that pre-snap.
So there's the cat. Play action. Unblocked, right? So there's not much you can do here. But look at Watson. Watch him right here. You know that ball's going. Look at Watson. I seen that in real time and was like, oh my God, if the protection could have held up, or man, you just canned out of the special play action. Let me get that.
He's just so fast, man. And then he's got that afterburner. Like he hits the nitrous booster and just gone. Right there, right around the 45-yard line, he's gone.
And the subtleness of his route, most people probably won't pick up on. Watch Watson, watch the safety. Watson gives a little outside bend, not a fake, just bends outside a touch, and the safety has to honor that, respect it, and then he turns it into a skinny post. Watch it again. Right there. Yep. Now it's off to the races. Beautiful route. Speed. It's coming, boys. I'm telling you, it's right around the corner. Watson is going to blow up. No doubt about it. Michael with the super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, been listening to Packernet for 4.5 years. Finally found y'all live. Appreciate all y'all do. Packer fan from Chicago, by the way. My man behind enemy lines. Michael, appreciate the support, buddy. Thanks for listening to the podcast. And you're always welcome here on the YouTube channel. But like I always say, everybody, if you have to choose between the two, prioritize Packernet. On podcasts. Let's make sure we're supporting that because obviously Ryan gave me the platform to kind of start podcasting. We want to definitely do everything we can to support him, but you're always welcome here on YouTube too, man. Ryan swings through here from time to time on YouTube as well. It's a lot of fun, man, being a part of this network for sure. So appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you for the kind words. You're awesome. All right, so let's get into some PFF grades. I'm sorry, Tim. I see what you did there now. You can scan the QR code if you guys are going, what is this Packernet thing y'all are talking about? Scan the QR code in the upper right. That'll send you to Packernet Podcast. You'll see multiple platforms to choose to subscribe to the podcast. That way, when you're on the go and you're not watching on YouTube, you can find this show as well as the Packernet Podcast, the flagship show, and Packernet After Dark, a couple other things too. So just be on the lookout for that. Scan that QR code and go ahead and sub. And it's free content, a lot of fun, man. We appreciate everybody supporting over there too. Anything else you want to hit, Tim, before we get into I wanted to get into some PFF stuff, if that's all right with you. Anything else you want to hit?
Let's do it, man. No, let's do it. I think we covered a good chunk of it here on a Victory Monday to relive this victory. Let's dive into the PFF deal here. Let's see what we got.
All right, cool. I'm going to try to get the screen where you guys and gals can see it okay. Can you see that all right, Tim? We're good there?
Yeesh.
All right, cool. So what I like to do when we dive into the PFF grades after every game, and we'll keep an eye on the chat in case some super chats come through. Appreciate y'all. All right. So we like to dive into, I like to do it like overall and go, okay, where are the teams sitting now through the most recent week? Now, obviously, we got some Monday Night Football games going on tonight, a doubleheader. So there's going to be some teams that haven't tallied up their score yet. So let's just sort by overall real quick and see where the Packers are sitting. Overall, according to PFF, they're tied for 18th at 68.7. Okay, that's where they're sitting there. When we sort by offensive grade, the Packers are currently sitting 15th at a 71.1. All right. Passing grade, the Packers climb a couple spots there. They're in the 13 spot at 68.3. All right. This is what they do really, really well. Pass blocking, 82.9. They are the second highest graded pass blocking team in the entire league. Absolutely huge, man. So huge. All right. Receiving grade. The Packers are currently sitting in the 20 spot with a grade of 65.5. Okay. Running grade.
Wait, what was that? Was that you said
65%.
65%. That's what it was, Tim. By the way, don't let me forget before we wrap the show up. I got the package in from Trevor, who donated, went to Lambeau or wherever he met with Mark Murphy, and got an autographed picture of Mark Murphy that he signed 65% on. So he sent two and said, "Man, you keep one. I will honor that. Thank you, sir. I'm putting that in the front." Mandy said, I got a frame for it already. We'll put it on the wall.
I was going to say, Mandy's probably got a couple choices for you to frame that up already. I love it.
She loves Mark Murphy, man. She's a big Mark Murphy fan. I am too. But yeah, just awesome job. I think it was Trevor that sent it in. Thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate that. So we're going to do that giveaway here real soon as well. So yeah, 65%. That's correct. Yeah. Running grade, 80.9. We're the sixth highest graded running team according to PFF. All right.
Love it.
Run. This is what's amazing. The run blocking grade is 23rd at 59.9. That shows you how well the running backs are playing. If you like PFF, I understand there's some people hearing me right now that don't like PFF. That's totally cool, man. Me personally, it's another metric I can use. It's another tool I can use to go, okay, here's a whole lot of other human eyeballs on the game tape. What are they seeing? Is it lining up with what I'm seeing? Is it lining up with what the analytics are showing? All those things. So
now here's a guy who likes PFF.
I love it, man. I think they do a good job. I really do. They're not perfect. If you go in with the mindset of, okay, this isn't perfect, you don't have an issue with it. You don't. But if you go in, some people just go in, man, and the only thing they're worried about, Tim, is they want to be pessimistic about everything. They're going to find something wrong with everything. And they're going to torch anybody who gets excited over something. So
that's why I like PFF. It's a good counterbalance. It helps you kind of keep things in perspective. You kind of get into the meat and potatoes a little bit. And, none of these metrics are without their own flaws, depending on how you look at it. And I'm with you, Clayton. PFF is just, I don't know, one of my more favorite ones, I guess, when it comes to breaking things down.
Definitely. So when you look at the team from an offensive standpoint, what they do really well is pass block, and the running backs are just playing outside of their mind right now. So that's what you're seeing right now with the offense. Let's move on to defense. Defensively, the Packers are grading out 23rd at a 62.4. Okay, 62.4. Now, these are player grades. When people see that, they go, but the defense is way better than that, right? There's no way that they should be down that low. How do you know that? Have you watched every snap? Because this isn't saying here's how good the defense is. This is saying how good the players are performing. So you can have players that are maybe having a little bit of a struggle right now, but they're still putting up a good defense. What's that tell you? You're probably making some timely calls from the defensive coordinator. You're probably coaching your ass off as a defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Again, not saying these grades are completely accurate, but I think there's probably a little bit of that going on, right? So, again, 23rd to the 62.4. Run defense-wise. Run defense grade, according to PFF, they are 25th, all right, at a 53.9. Moving on to tackle grade. Wonder why the run defense is bad. Well, the tackle grade, where are they at now? It ain't because the tackle grade, Tim. Across the league, it's pretty bad, but Green Bay is 11th at 59.9. So the tackle seems to be getting a little better, right? So if you go to the run defense, you look at the run defense grade, and that's kind of, I think it's not everything encompassed in it, but I kind of think gap assignment. How well are they fitting in? And listen, the PFF graders, they're not going in with the exact call. They're trying to guess, okay, here is what we think the call was. With that being said, this should have been this player's assignment. They're going to get stuff wrong. It's going to happen. But when I think run defense grade, I think run fit, and then you got your tackle grade separate. I like that they do that. So pass rush grade. Now, we just had a hell of a game pass rushing, didn't we, fellas?
Sure
We're
did.
64.3, 21st in the league. And that might surprise you. But again, how are we getting pressure on the quarterback? We're doing TT stunts. We're doing ET stunts. We did a scrape. You're getting really, really creative from a defensive coordinator standpoint. Put pressure on the quarterback. Coverage grade. Green Bay is now up to 15th with a 67.0. That's encouraging. And then, of course, special teams grade. Not that good, bub, 57.4. But here's what I always say about the special team grade, Tim. You're not giving up touchdowns, buddy. That's good enough for me. Like, as long as you're not botching snaps, you're not getting kicks blocked, and you're just kind of, all right, you're not losing the game. That's all I can ask for the special teams. I'm telling you, man, 3 years ago.
Full-on liability.
Yes.
Yep. And they're not a liability anymore. We talked about this. If special teams can just not be a raging dumpster fire, we'll be okay. And, obviously the Irishman, Daniel Whelan, is helping us out a lot, tilting the field in the punting game. And, our place kicking game will come along, special teams on kickoffs and punts, that will come along. It's already improved. I don't care what anyone says. We're not in the upper echelon when it comes to the league rankings, but we're certainly not bottom of the barrel, like you said, where we have been for, the past, 4 years or so. So it's an improvement. I'll take it.
Definitely, man. So now let's look at the encouraging thing to me, Tim, is the team is getting better every week according to PFF, right? So overall team grade in week 1 versus the Phillies versus Philly was 60.3. Last week against the Colts, 68.3. This week against the Titans, 71.2.
Gee, that looks like an improvement week to week to week there, doesn't it?
It looks like a Matt LaFleur team, doesn't it, man?
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
It always happens like that, Tim, every year, man. It seems like, other than last year when we played during the preseason, we came out playing pretty good week 1. But the team really does seem to be building off these successes. That's what Jair talked about, too, in the locker room, wasn't it?
Yep, that's right. Gotta love it, man.
All right, so let's dive into the game reports offensively. Let's see who went out and had themselves a ball game. We'll also talk about some of the negatives and some of these guys that need to clean some stuff up. So leading the way for the Packers, best offensive grade, Josh Jacobs at a 77.0. All right. Second was Emmanuel Wilson, 76.7. How about that? Your 2 running backs were your highest graded players in this game. Tim, I remember a defensive lineman for the Titans named, I can't remember his name. It rhymes with Schmeffrey Jimmins, but
who?
He said nobody runs on Tennessee, right? Look at these grades. You know what I'm saying? And the running backs didn't have like eye-popping stats, but boy, Malik Willis did. Malik Willis cut them apart with his legs, right? We ran all over them, man. It was a lot of fun. So Emmanuel Wilson, 76.7. Next, Christian Watson, offensively, 76.0. Tim, that's what I love it for, baby. 34 snaps too, man. Played a lot of snaps, right? Played a little over half of the snaps. So pretty good sample size there, man. That's encouraging. 75.7.
In the words of Stephen A. Smith, Mama, there goes that man.
And by the way, if you guys haven't seen Stephen A. Smith's Twitter reaction last night to the Cowboys losing, every week, do yourself a favor. You need this for mental health purposes. If the Cowboys lose, wait. It might take 15 minutes after the game. He usually gets them out pretty quick. Go to Stephen A. Smith and watch his Twitter reaction. It is hilarious. Every week, just trolling the hell out of the Cowboys. So Christian Watson, again, in the passing game, 75.7. Run blocking grade, 60. So nice there. Malik Willis, 75.9. Passing grade, 68.0. Running grade, 76.9. Run blocking, that's interesting. My man got a 60. He must have threw a block out there. Yep. He did have one penalty that was credited to him or tagged on him. So I'm sure that did hurt his grade a little bit there. But again, Malik Willis, Tim, 75.9, bro. Like, what else can you ask for your backup quarterback?
Yeah, man, Malik Willis continues to impress. We talked about his FBI and we talked about his pocket presence, but now here's a chance to look at some of those, those intangibles. You're right. Clearly, he got in here on a couple of these run fits. Hand the ball off. You think the play is over with? Nah, get out there and throw a block or get in the way and do something to help your team. And you saw that in the post game locker room reaction. It's kind of the same story these past couple of weeks. He's just thanking the guys for having his back and, supporting him and that kind of thing. Well, Malik is doing the same thing. He's doing much more than just, quarterback in the offense, man. He's doing all the little things you want any player on your team to do, which is the dirty work. And you'd be surprised, man, that little chip at the end, or maybe just running out in front and getting in a DB's way or something, or, brushing off a linebacker, that could be the difference between, 1 to 3 to 4 more yards on a play. And, it's a game of inches and we'll take everyone we can get. And, it's something that we've seen here for many, many years in Green Bay. Brett Favre was no stranger to getting out there and, blocking someone. Aaron Rodgers was the same way. Jordan Love, we've seen do it. And it doesn't surprise me at all that Malik Willis is, following suit. So it's just a testament to what we do in Titletown and really what it's like in a Matt LaFleur offense. And you love to see it.
Definitely. And speaking of Matt LaFleur and Malik Willis, this came out earlier today. Green Bay Packers tweeted out, "What a job by Malik Willis." Had a quote from Coach LaFleur. "I cannot articulate the job that he's done in a short period of time. People can't fathom that, I promise you." So he is blown away at how quickly Malik Willis has picked up this offense, and them to be able to add things onto him and be able to go in McCam plays now. Like, you're getting another page, another layer peeled back every week, and you're seeing Malik Willis kind of step into his own under Matt LaFleur, and Matt LaFleur better get some respect. I'm telling you. Look at this right here, Tim. Fox Sports NFL tweeted this out. "A change of scenery has benefited Malik Willis. 3 starts with the Tennessee Titans. Completion percentage 51%, 234 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a 39 rate. All right. 2 starts with the Green Bay Packers. He went from 51% to 83% completion percentage, which is just playing outside of your mind. He went from 234 yards in 3 starts to 324 yards in 2 starts. All right. He went from 0 touchdowns to 3 interceptions to 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. And then a rating of 39 all the way up to 131.7 with the Packers. Oh, by the way, this season, 114 rushing yards and that touchdown you seen yesterday on the zone read option.
This says more about the Green Bay Packers than it does about the Tennessee Titans. And Malik Willis will be the first one to tell you that, he's not going to bash the Titans organization. He feels like they gave him a shot. He openly admitted that, as a rookie, he wasn't ready for a lot of those snaps and a lot of that action. And maybe that is a testament to how they develop quarterbacks down in Nashville. I think this speaks volumes to what happens here at 1265. And, for everything we say about Matt LaFleur, we can't forget about Tom Clements. I mean, this guy had to have had a massive influence on getting Malik Willis up to speed. And it also says a lot about Malik's prep and, how seriously he takes his job to be able to just waltz into Green Bay like this. And, one week you're getting your locker assignment and you're meeting the guys and you're getting familiar with Green Bay and you bat an eyelash and all of a sudden you're a starter. And there were a million reasons why expectations were low and a little bit of panic. Can we win with this guy? We don't know, especially looking at the numbers that, we see here in 3 starts with Tennessee. It says a lot about Malik Willis, man. The moment wasn't too big for him. He took it seriously. He did basically, 6 months worth of system prep in about 6 days and got himself familiar enough to be able to run this offense when he was called on to do so. And here we are, 2 starts under his belt and, he's looking like an all-pro right now.
2 starts and 2 wins, all while having to deal with these people too, right?
That's right.
Having to deal with being one of the most penalized teams in the league. The fact that you're overcoming that really shows how efficient you're being as a signal caller, I should say, at the quarterback position, that you're not panicking when you're getting put in these bad situations, right?
That's right. I panic when I see that guy, though, on the field. Makes me want to call that guy right there.
Exactly correct. Get him on the horn. Get that official off the field. What's his name again?
Ron Tolbert. Good old Ron.
Oh, Ron.
Somebody sent him we're still trying to get a GoFundMe going to send him some cough drops too. He still sounded a little under the weather.
Every time he threw a flag too, boy, a couple weeks ago, it had me like this. Like, really, bro? We doing this again? We doing this again? All right. That's the end of hour one. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you so much. We'll see you on the other side for hour two. Appreciate y'all.